Do you got a driver's license with you?
I sure do.
Can I have that, please?
You sure cannot.
You're not gonna identify yourself?
Okay. What's your name?
It's an investigation.
Okay. What's your name?
Just working my story down here.
Okay. What's your name?
Do I have to answer that?
Hello.
How you doing, guy?
All right, how about yourself?
I'm good. What do you want?
That's good. Can I have your name and badge number, please?
No, not right.
What's your name?
I didn't give it. Am I giving it to us?
Welcome to the channel. Have you ever wondered if you really have to show your ID when a cop asks for it? In today's video, we're diving into real-life situations where everyday people firmly say no to handing over their ID, while officers keep changing the reason for pulling them over, from following too closely to suspicious driving. But this isn't just about paperwork. It's about your rights, specifically the ones protected by the Fourth Amendment. So when can you actually say, "I'm not giving you my ID"? Let's break it down together so you can understand your rights and stand up for them with confidence. Pay close attention to how many times the officers change the reason for stopping this driver.
Do you got a driver's license with you?
I sure do.
Can I have that, please?
You sure cannot.
You're not gonna identify yourself?
At first, the reason they gave might sound legit, but under the Fourth Amendment, a vague suspicion just isn't enough. The law says there has to be a clear, specific reason, because a citizen's freedom can't be taken away based on nothing more than a gut feeling. If someone simply signals or interacts with a police car, that alone, without any dangerous or reckless behavior, usually isn't a solid legal reason to demand ID.
Nope. Sierra 45-3 Sierra. Illinois plates. 2020 Explorer silver in color. There's a police officer right behind us here. Yeah. I knew it too. I knew it. The guy lit me up. That's interesting. 2 squad cars. So we're gonna turn this off and turn it around. How are you, sir?
Can you put your window down for me, boss?
Sure. I'm good.
Say, I'm Trooper Lord of State Patrol.
Sure.
The reason I'm stopping you today is that vehicle that you were following.
Yep.
As a deputy.
Yep.
He said you tried to give him the pullover a couple times?
I did.
How come?
Wanted to talk to him about his driving.
You want to talk to him about his driving?
Yep.
Driving.
Well, I've got it all on film.
Okay.
So I'm gonna turn it into his boss.
Okay. That works.
But thanks.
Do you got a driver's license with you?
I sure do.
Can I have that, please?
You sure cannot. Don't need to.
Actually, kind of do.
Okay, so what law was I breaking?
Well, you're trying to get a deputy to pull over.
I was trying to have a conversation. Is that illegal? Is that a misdemeanor or a felony? Have any conversation or point of direction?
You're trying to get him pulling over down the road.
Well, do you have a supervisor?
But it doesn't stop there. The second reason given by Deputy Chief Michael Coughlin was that the driver's actions seemed suspicious. Yet after almost 2 full minutes of conversation, that claim still doesn't hold up.
What was that?
What's your name, sir?
Refusing to identify himself.
What's going on, sir?
What's your name?
I'm Deputy Michael Coughlin with the Sheriff's Office.
Okay, you guys pulled me over for...
Actually, you do because it was a suspicious activity that's going on. All we want to do is ID you and figure out what's going on so we can...
So based off what you just said, is that a misdemeanor or a felony? That's my question.
Right now, we're trying to figure out what's going on, sir.
Then why
I want to try to figure out what's going on and why you were...
Sir, I'm going to explain something to you. I'm going to explain something to you. The reason I was following that officer is because I'm a constitutional activist.
I can't... You got to talk up a little
I'm
bit.
a constitutional activist. I'm a First Amendment auditor. Do you know what that is?
Yes.
To get that man's information.
What man's information?
The man driving that vehicle, that sheriff's vehicle.
Why is that?
Because he was breaking the law several different ways. Obviously, you guys didn't see it. I'll have that conversation with his boss.
What was he breaking the law? I was 20 miles away when
I get that. So I'm not going to have that conversation with you and have court on the side of the road here. I'm going to have a conversation with his boss because
Then comes a third officer, Gary Peterson, who says he understands the First Amendment, your right to free speech, press, and filming in public. But what's strange is, every time he says that, he follows it up with a big but that totally contradicts what he just acknowledged.
Okay, but we're all responding because you were following that vehicle.
And you're saying that's suspicious?
Yes.
Okay, great. And I'm asking, is that a misdemeanor or a felony?
Neither.
Okay. Am I free to go?
Well, once we figure out what's going on, you sure
I've
are.
explained it to you already, sir.
Then why won't you give us your ID?
I don't need to. I'm a First Amendment auditor and a constitutional activist. Why would I give you my ID if I don't need to?
Yeah, man.
So did they, actually.
33. Do you know who did that?
Do you have a sergeant, or you're a captain, sir, right?
Yes, sir.
What's your name and badge number, sir?
My name's Gary Peterson. My badge number is 4.
Okay. Do you know what a First Amendment auditor is?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
But I also know that when someone's on the interstate...
Is it okay if I reach into here and give you my
No, it's
business
not.
card? Okay.
No.
Do you want to reach in there and grab my business card?
No.
Okay.
But what I'm trying to tell you is, what you were doing on the interstate was causing them concern.
Well,
And they were concerned enough to call the sheriff's
Sure.
office and state patrol.
Sure.
So we responded.
And I get that,
Okay?
and I've
So
explained why.
That's a problem.
But I've explained why, right?
It's honestly kind of wild to see how quickly the reasons shift. The third explanation? They said they were concerned about following distance behind a prison transport van. But even that didn't seem convincing enough, so they switched again, this time claiming the driver was following too closely. Now, Wisconsin's state law doesn't spell out exactly how close is too close, but the general safety rule is to keep at least a 3-second gap, which works out to somewhere between 160 to 200 feet on the highway.
Anyway, it was unsafe.
What was I doing that was illegal or unsafe?
Well, you were unsafe according to what they were telling us. You were trying to get them to pull over. That's how they interpreted what you were doing.
Okay, and is that what I'm asking you is what is illegal about that?
It's a transport vehicle with prisoners. If someone is attempting to get them to pull over,
Sure.
that is a risk. It sees us,
And that's
the state
fine.
patrol, which is why we're here.
That's 100% fine.
So
I have no
once
problem with you pulling me
once we
over.
run your plate, sir, and there's no issues, go ahead. Okay?
I'm not trying to give you grief.
Nope, you're not.
Okay?
Nope, not
The
at
reason that I'm sticking to
all. Yep, you're
the
doing
ID,
just fine.
you're going to get my ID anyways. You already know who I am.
Well, no, actually, I don't. That's why I had them run your plates.
Okay.
Okay?
Either way.
So, once we get that information, as long as there's no wants, I'm going to ask you, please don't do what you were doing again. If they had a number on the van to call.
Well,
get
I've
that
got a
number
license
call.
plate number, so I will...
Sir, could you do me one favor?
Sure.
Just throw me a little bit. Just the first name.
I'll give you my business card. It's right in there. You can grab it if you'd like.
I just want your real first name, man. That's it.
I'll give you my business card.
What?
You can grab my business
I'm
card.
really hard of hearing.
Grab it.
Inside your vehicle, man.
Okay, I respect
trust
that.
you.
I
I
respect
can
that.
already see, man. You're not.
I respect
like,
that, but
fighting with me,
I do want to give you the business card if that's okay. Okay. I get it. You guys have a hard enough job, and honestly, my goal is to make your lives better by finding bad cops and showing good cops. And if you guys check out my channel, you'll see that.
Okay.
'Cause I do interviews.
I
I
get
do.
that, but you know you're not making our job any easier by just not telling us who you are. If you would have
So,
said, "Hey, my
I get
name is
that.
Bob, and this is what I'm doing, and that's why I was doing it,"
And
I'd be
I get
like,
that.
"Cool, man. Let me check your ID." You would have already been gone.
And I get
see
that. Activist, it shouldn't be difficult to use your rights, right?
No, dude,
You
man,
get what I'm
I
saying?
stand up for our
And I
rights.
get it, and I know you do.
I do.
Otherwise, you would have been in the vehicle. I'd have gotten out. You'd have arrested me,
Yeah,
and,
I mean,
and then
it
we would
could've
have.
went- it could've went
Yeah,
100
I know.
different ways.
I get it. I don't think you're a bad guy, right?
All right.
Sergeant, do you want me to explain it to you? or-
You got stopped by my partner and I for following too
Correct.
closely. Okay.
Well, actually, that's not why you stopped me.
I need to ID you.
So is that what
Our
you're
plan-
claiming you stopped me for?
Yes, it is. So my plan
Okay.
is to warn you for following too closely.
Okay.
And then cut you loose. Okay.
Okay.
It's that easy.
I need your name and badge number, sir.
It'll be on my warning.
Okay. Can you just say it audioly so the camera can hear you?
It'll be on my warning. My name is Trooper Sue Shung with the Wisconsin State Patrol.
Thank you.
Badge 2597, car 553.
Outstanding.
I got nothing to hide.
I get that. I'm not saying you do.
Not too close. You won't go on your record. There's no monetary fine. I
Okay.
apologize for the smear marks. It's hand sanitizer.
It's all good.
So I just had a little too much in my hand and it got all over
No
a
worries.
little bit on there. All
I
right?
do have a couple questions. So the officer that pulled me over, was that you?
No, that was my partner Derek.
Okay.
We're Becky.
Following too closely.
He was right behind you, and I was behind you too. So,
Yep. Yeah, I know. I was.
so I saw it too.
Sure. Okay. And that's where it came from.
Yes.
Okay.
All my information's on there. Look,
Okay.
I'm not looking to make a sideshow out of this.
I
know
get
you have
that.
I know you have your podcast and whatnot. So,
I got stuff
and
I gotta
that's-
do,
And
yep.
that's fine too. Okay.
I know.
Let's see here too long. 'Cause
That's
it's
fair.
Not,
You
it's
take
not
care.
safe, okay?
I'm good.
Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll leave my red and blues on. Just watch out for traffic coming from behind.
Okay.
You just gain speed on the shoulder. Put your left blinker on. Just watch out for traffic coming from behind, okay?
Okay.
Other than that, though, just be careful next time. If you're going to tailgate another cop, especially one with a prisoner in there,
Yeah, sure.
that's where you're going to get like 5, 6 of us. Obviously, for the officer's safety and for the prisoner's
Sure.
safety.
I'm
We
not-
have no idea who you are. You know?
I get that. Yeah.
So, other than that, have a safe trip home. I don't know where you're headed, but just be careful.
When police pull someone over, they need to be careful, and they need to have a solid legal reason. Making sure the stop is based on reasonable suspicion under the law doesn't just protect citizens' rights. It also builds trust between law enforcement and the community. Is a police officer's name and badge number supposed to be a secret?
Hello.
How you doing, guy?
All right. How about yourself?
I'm good. What do you want?
That's good. Can I have your name and badge number, please?
No, not right.
You have the right to film in public without needing to explain yourself or ask anyone's permission. As long as you're not entering restricted areas or interfering with official duties, this right is clearly protected under the Constitution. And no one, not even the police, has the authority to stop you. Sure, officers may have concerns about safety or want to be cautious, but they can only step in when there's a clear and reasonable legal reason. And when officers choose to engage with a citizen, they have a responsibility to identify themselves if asked. While federal law doesn't require them to do this in every situation, most local departments, like the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department in Indiana, have internal policies that do require officers to state their name once they've made contact.
I don't need anything. For what reason? So this isn't the police department?
This is the police department, but what do you need?
I don't need anything.
Okay, so how can I help you?
Oh, I'm recording.
For what?
I'm an independent journalist. Appreciate it.
Okay, have your ID with you?
I don't need it.
For what?
For what reasonable suspicion?
Well, I don't want you standing here recording on the police department for obvious security
Well,
reasons,
you just told me it was private. What's your badge number?
My badge number.
I do need your badge number. You just engaged with me. So if anything else, call your
Like a
superior.
supervisor?
I would.
Sure.
Because you're supposed to give me your name and badge number when I ask for it. We will definitely see.
Okay.
All right, how about yourself?
I'm good. What do you want?
That's good. Can I have your name and badge number, please?
No, not right this minute. You can't. What are you here
Oh,
for?
and why can't I?
Because I'm asking you, why are you here?
It's the public.
Really?
I don't. Is this not?
Somebody coming up here?
Yeah.
Is this not public?
I just want to real quick explain to you, when I'm on the phone right now, I'm talking to somebody from the courts, right? I'm on the phone with the judge.
That's fine.
And you walk up to my car.
And I said, pardon me. I said, was it publicly accessible? Correct.
It is not.
Okay, and that's fine, but this is, so what's the problem?
No.
I have the freedom of press. I'm sorry. You're going to get some education today.
Then you're refusing to.
And I don't have to tell you my name unless you have reasonable suspicions that I've committed a crime.
So I don't have to tell you my name, right?
Okay, so why are you
the
engaging me
courtesy
asking me?
can go both ways,
Well, I don't
right?
want to have courtesy.
But
I don't
courtesy
need a
go both
lecture.
ways, yes or no,
Hey.
right? So now I had to get off the phone with the judge.
You didn't have to.
Coming over here.
Right, and I'm coming over
so
here and
when
doing
I'm on
what?
the phone with the judge right now,
What am I doing exactly?
you're not understanding what I'm saying. So I'm on the phone
Hey, how
with
you
the
doing?
judge. You come over to my car.
And I said,
ask
pardon
me
me.
to film.
I said, pardon
No,
me.
you cannot. No.
So
That's it.
I said, hey, excuse me, is this area publicly accessible? The fenced area, which is open. And she says no. I said, okay, sorry about that. She said, what do you need? I said, I don't need anything. I continue to walk off. Everything I'm doing right now is constitutionally protected. It's the First Amendment. I have the freedom of speech and press, so I don't see what the problem is. Police department, what's the problem? She claims she doesn't have to state her name and badge number after she engaged with me. It's not like I came up and had a problem or anything like that. So now you're saying you don't. So you're saying that you don't have to.
You walked over to my car.
And said, pardon me.
Hey, so are you from Indianapolis?
I am actually.
Too long ago, we had someone come by and fire shots into this.
That has nothing to do with me.
I understand that.
Okay.
Do you understand why we would be a little concerned about someone wandering around?
In this particular case, it's refreshing to see how the officer handled things, with calm professionalism and genuine respect. He didn't escalate or abuse his authority. Instead, he listened, responded clearly, and gave his name and badge number when asked. That might seem like a small gesture, but it speaks volumes. This is what real public service looks like: transparent, accountable, and focused on the people. His calm but confident approach helped diffuse the tension and kept the conversation respectful. It's proof that law enforcement and civil rights don't have to be at odds. They can absolutely work together, and it's also a reminder that despite all the pressure they face, there are plenty of officers out there who know the law, respect it, and live it every day. These are the ones rebuilding trust, one respectful interaction at a time.
Okay, and once I told her that I was an independent journalist and I have the freedom of press,
Well, independently journalists, journalize whatever you like.
Thank you. So can I have your name and badge number? She told me I couldn't record here, that this property was private. I want her name and badge number.
Sections of it.
I want her name. But okay, this is publicly accessible. I never went into any private area.
You
All
seem
right.
very confrontational.
I'm not.
Can I ask you what?
Confrontation. I've been
why-
approached. I walked away from her after asking if that area was publicly accessible. And she chased me down. I politely waited right there for her. Hey, excuse me. Hey, I
So
stopped.
your journalism. What's the?
I don't have to answer any questions.
I'm Lieutenant Karate. Have a good
I don't
day.
want to be touched. Appreciate it. Thank you. There's 4 people around me with guns. I feel very threatened.
You weren't.
Stay. Appreciate it. All right. Thank you. Thank you. No, sir. You weren't. But I want her name and badge number though. That's for sure. I want yours as well.
That's Officer Frazier.
Everybody that here that just engaged in this confrontation, I need all your names and badge numbers, especially Tyrant. She's
Officer
a tyrant.
Frazier, Lieutenant Karate.
Okay. And what's your badge number?
Have a good day.
What's your badge
I'm
number?
Adam 201.
201?
Yeah. Have a good day.
It says 158 right there. I'm sorry. Pardon me.
I'm Officer Connect.
And what's your badge number?
You know, there's a point of this. It's kind of like, bordering on harassment.
How is it harassment? You're public service. I can record you all I want.
Exactly.
Right.
You have no business right
So
here
arrest
right now.
me. It's to be in public.
We're all teenagers.
Right. Okay. Right. Thank you. So therefore, you were wrong. Have a good day, tyrant. You're all tyrant.
When both citizens and officers understand and respect each other's rights, that's how we protect trust and keep society running strong. In the next scene, all it took was a single camera on a sidewalk, and suddenly 6 officers show up, questioning the right to record in a public space.
What's your name? I didn't give it. Am I giving it to us?
But here's the thing. The legal precedent set by Katz v. United States back in 1967 made it clear there is no reasonable expectation of privacy in public. That means filming from a sidewalk or in other public areas is completely legal. Recording police vehicles, license plates, or even people going in and out of government buildings doesn't break any laws, as long as you're not entering restricted zones or interfering with official duties. Sure, officers can ask why you're filming, but they can't legally tell you to stop or force you to leave unless you're actually violating a specific law.
Hey, how are you?
I'm okay, sir.
What you filming?
Whatever I can see.
What's that?
Whatever I can see.
All right, you can film all you want. Just we'd appreciate as people are leaving, you don't film their cars, personal cars.
I could film personal cars, sir.
It makes us a little nervous because we're here and all the threats. So
understandable, but I could take pictures of people's cars. You have no expectation of privacy. I'm standing on the sidewalk.
This is true, but we'd appreciate if you don't do it. We are police officers, and we do have ask you nicely, we're not chasing you, but we hope you understand our position.
No, I understand, but I respectfully decline recording the cars. I'm going to record everybody.
If I may, and I'm sure, is there any reason you're recording our precinct? You're recording our cars? Is there any particular reason?
Because I want to. There's nothing wrong with that, right?
Well, you're standing on the sidewalk. You're not coming into our parking lot. It's just like I said. We have our concerns, of course. You know what goes on in the media. It concerns us.
I said, I definitely understand what you're saying. It's irrelevant.
Well, it's relevant. It's just a matter of.
It's relevant towards you, yes, but to me, it's irrelevant, though.
It makes officers, as they're leaving with their personal cars, makes them a little uncomfortable. Our police cars is one thing, it makes guys uncomfortable. We don't know if that information is going to be given out to somebody else.
I understand.
You follow me, right?
Yeah, of course,
I'm not chasing you because, it's a First Amendment right. You can film. We never tell you can't. You're allowed to.
Well,
the way things are, we do get a little nervous because it's our personal cause that you're filming and we're leaving. We're afraid that information might be out. We don't usually have people filming.
But that's public information, though. No, it is public information. That's how y'all run the plates. That's how y'all know what car belongs to who, and
Right, but you're by our parking lot in a police facility, so we get a little concerned. We're not going to chase you, obviously. You have a First Amendment right to be here, but you can understand why we're a little worried. You can't understand that, though, right?
No, I said, definitely, I understand. I understand where you're coming
from. The atmosphere against us, we get a little nervous.
Mm-hmm.
You can understand that. We all have families and things of that.
Definitely. I could definitely understand that. That it really
we
don't.
Get that. We understand privacy. There's a First Amendment right to do things. You can just understand our position.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I can do as a supervisor is not chase you.
Is he the supervisor?
Yeah, I'm at the desk. You can maybe even give me a expectation of when you might be leaving. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to chase you. I can't. I'm not going to force you out of here. We're not going to have a fight or something like that. We're not doing that. Do that. But you do understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah,
I think you can understand that, right?
What's your name, sir?
It's right on my shield.
I don't like to divulge things like that about myself, but I'm dyslexic and I really can't read. I'm asking you, can you tell me your name and badge number?
You'll be able to see. Well, you're recording, right? So you can see it. I'm giving it to you. It's on video. It's Shimshi 2544.
That's it.
All right.
Can I have your name and badge number, sir?
McGuire 25906.
Paladino 11158.
What's your badge number, sir, and name?
2333. You're being recorded right now.
That's fine. That's no problem. What's your name?
17258.
Appreciate that. I didn't give it.
Am I giving it to us?
Honest citizen.
Okay. Can't force it out of you. Like I said. So, the question I asked you before, you have any idea how much longer you're going to be here?
I'm not sure. Probably for a little while. See what's going on around here.
Okay. So, but you did understand what I was telling you, right? About as far as I'm concerned?
100% I understand.
I can't stop you from doing this, and we're not going to. I'm not going to do anything to you. But
once again, I appreciate that.
Do what you're doing. We'd be very appreciative if you didn't, but again, we're not going to force you away.
Yeah, it's not really y'all could do for that. As long as I'm not committing a crime or y'all suspect that I did something.
We're not even giving you a hard time, all right?
Thank you. You're a gentleman.
That you can understand, though, because you're outside the precinct, we have a right to ask.
Of course. No, you have the right to go up to anybody and ask anything. But now, it's the person's prerogative if they want to answer you.
Like I said, you have a constitutional right to video. It's just a matter of you understand our concerns. So, hopefully, you won't be too much longer, and this will be a moot point.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Police officers need a better understanding of the First Amendment right to record in public. Knowing the law, not just enforcing it, goes a long way in reducing tension, avoiding unnecessary conflict, and building real trust between law enforcement and the communities they serve. One of the most classic questions police ask when approaching someone is, "What's your name?" As if that's the magic key to unlocking every power move.
Okay, what's your name?
It's an investigation.
Okay, what's your name?
Just working on a story down here.
Okay, what's your name?
Do I have to answer?
But here's the truth. Every citizen has the right to take photos or record video in public spaces, including filming police vehicles. No one can stop you or force you to leave unless you're breaking a law. Under the Fourth Amendment, you're not required to give your name unless the officer has a reasonable legal reason to detain you or suspects you of a crime. Police can ask you to move if you're in a restricted or non-public area, but even then, that request has to be based on a clear and valid reason.
Just taking a couple photos.
But what'd you say for what?
Just working on a story.
A story?
Yeah.
For who?
Oh, I can't tell you that right now. Investigation.
Okay, what's your name?
Just working on a story down here.
Okay, what's your name?
Do I have to answer that question?
So, I feel like it's a fair trade-off.
So I have to? You're saying?
Well, that or you can move along and not take pictures of our cars.
Taking some pictures, I'll
So you can move along then off the police property, please.
I'll move along when I'm done with my police business.
No, you're on police property, you can leave. Okay?
I'm just taking some photos, man.
I understand
this is public property. I don't understand the problem.
It's property, it's police property.
Of course it's public property.
Okay? It's not police, it's police property.
You know, I just got a couple more photos to get and I'll be out of here.
If you just help me out and tell me who you are, who you're working for, whatever you're doing, maybe this will go a little better. But this is just a random guy taking pictures of police cars. I didn't say it was illegal, but it's strange.
Well,
so I'm doing an investigation of my own, trying to find out what's going on.
Am I being detained?
You're not being detained right now. I'm talking to you. That's
so I'm
all
free to go?
You're free to walk away. No, that's not the way it works. You're on
what do you mean?
property. You're on police property.
Our property.
Police
our property.
No.
This is our property. This is public property. These are publicly owned police cars. Maybe you get a supervisor down here or something. Photos, the First Amendment protected activity right here. You keep saying your property. This is our property.
gentleman is just going around taking photos of our cars, and I asked him a few simple questions about who he is, why he's doing it, and he's refusing to answer my questions. So I
taking a couple
him
photos, working on that story. I can't tell that. I can't tell that information right now. I'm just working on that story, taking some photographs out here in public.
Okay.
He's telling me I gotta leave. I don't see why I have to leave. It's not illegal for me to be here taking photos.
Oh, it's not. It's not illegal for us to ask for identification either.
You?
No, you don't.
He's telling me I have to or I have to leave.
I asked you to leave, yes.
You asked me.
We have the right to politely ask you
All
to
right.
leave.
Well, thanks for asking, but I'm not done taking my photos yet. More around here. Thank you. That's all.
You don't need to be taking photographs of the inside of my car. Let's go. Go.
What are you doing?
You don't have to be inside my car. Leave.
Are you a sergeant?
I am a sergeant.
Sergeant?
Yes, I am.
What do you mean I have to? I can't.
can't
What is wrong with that?
You don't need to be taking photographs of the insides of our cars.
Why not?
Because.
Is that illegal?
No, you don't need to be seeing what we have on the inside of our cars. Nope, you can please leave now, sir.
All right, you're asking me to leave, but I'm going to politely decline. I respectfully, I'm not doing anything illegal.
Take photographs of the outsides of the cars, and then you can leave.
You guys got your body cams on?
Yes, I do.
What's your name?
Sergeant Dietzen.
Sergeant, you got a badge number or ID number, shield number?
My name is Sergeant Dietzen.
Sergeant,
you can please leave.
You got a name and badge number here?
It's right there.
6'3"?
No, 75. It's for somebody else.
Now, once again, we see another officer who sets a great example. He clearly identifies himself with his name and badge number as soon as he's asked. That kind of professionalism really deserves recognition, and we need to highlight and spread more stories like this.
Dunkirk, New York. Here down here, we got ourselves a police escort. So I catch a real picture of this. Get a nice picture of this Dunkirk police badge here. Can I get your name and badge number?
Paul, 86.
Thank you. What is it, 63 on all you guys' shirts?
You got your photos.
What does that 63 mean?
Don't worry about it.
What do you mean I got all my pictures? There's another cop car coming in. I got more pictures to take.
Every citizen also has the right to file a complaint if they believe an officer acted improperly. And under the Freedom of Information Act, known as FOIA, you have the right to request records or details about public agencies, including the police. Officers and departments should be there to help with this process, providing forms and making it easy for people to exercise that right.
What does that 63 mean?
Don't worry about it.
It means don't worry about it?
Yep.
You guys always treat people like this when they come around taking photos? I just don't see any reason to get my name out. I'm just taking a couple photos. Sergeant, go back in?
I don't know where he went.
Can I get an officer complaint form and a FOIL request form? Just hit the buzzer in there.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Yeah, can I get a officer complaint form and a FOIL request form?
Request form, the complaint form
What do you mean you don't have?
What would you like to make a complaint with?
I'd like an officer complaint form.
Not with the supervisor.
All right.
You would like to speak with the supervisor then?
Yeah, I mean, the sergeant was outside a second ago. I don't know if that's who you're talking about. I'd like to speak to him. If he can grab me one of those FOIL request forms for sure.
I can give you a FOIL request form, there's no problem.
And I would like one of the officer complaint forms to take home. But if he's got to talk to me about that, that's fine.
FOIL request form, and then you'll have to talk to him about any officer complaints.
There's an incident report form.
Perfect. You know, the sergeant gonna come out here, out front? All right, I'll go talk to him about it. Sarge, they said I talked to you about getting an officer complaint form.
Okay.
Can I get one?
I don't have an officer complaint form.
How do I get an officer complaint form? An officer complaint form to take home.
We don't have an issue to do that.
What do you mean?
Paperwork to do that.
You don't have the paperwork to do it?
Do that, no.
Do you guys have officer complaint forms?
No, we don't have one. No.
You just don't. What do you do? What do you do if someone has a complaint against an officer?
They tell me what the complaint is.
And then you put it on a form?
It's documented.
Is it on a specific form though?
No, there is no form.
Do you guys have officer complaint forms?
No.
No, never heard of one?
When police respect the rights of the people they serve, they're not just enforcing the law. They're building trust, connection, and a true sense of fairness in the community. That's what justice should feel like. And what we just watched wasn't just a random encounter between a citizen and the police. It was a real-life reminder of what constitutional rights look like in action, and of the courage it takes to stand up for them. Your rights aren't just words on paper. They're the foundation of a free and fair society. Never be afraid to use your right to record and hold power accountable. It's not only a way to protect yourself, but also a way to help build transparency and trust in your community. Know your rights, stand firm, and be your own best advocate, no matter the situation. Thanks for sticking with us in this video. If you found this helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel. Together, we can keep spreading the voice of informed, empowered citizens. Stay strong, stay aware, and keep standing up for your rights every day.